have been crowned premiers twice in 2 seasons and are back again to play for their 3rd premiership. Another win here on the grand final stage would confirm them as one of the elite sides of the modern era. Hello everyone, great to be with you for this Super League decider between the Salford City Reds and the Leeds Rhinos. Andrew Voss here, and with me in the commentary box is Gus Gould.
And Gus Gould actually isn't here, he can fuck off because he's shit. It's going to be MrLuke actually commentating, and I think this is where it's at. We're in the Super League Grand Final 2017, as you heard Vossi say. I think you're going to hear Vossi say. I'm assuming there won't be any crowds or anything during the actual game because we don't want to hear them. But Salford, back-to-back premiers in 2015, 2016, and were minor premiers for 2014 as well, but ended up getting smacked in the like back-to-back games. So that wasn't good, but you know what? They've been dominant. They've been dominant last few seasons, and I'm going to back them to go on and win this one. But they are taking on the Leeds Rhinos, and we'll go through the team lineups. You saw them just before, but we'll start for fullback. Got Sam Tompkins. On the wing, we got Charnley and Hall. In the centres, we have Wardle and Watkins. 5'8", Moses Umbai. Halfback, Danny Bruff. Props are Kite and Jewett, and the hooker is Fisher. Second row is a big Frankie Pritchard, Patrick, and the lock is Bird. Greg Bird, that is. On the bench, we have Mossy Masoi, Parsi, Paulie, and David Minnett. Moving on to the Leeds Rhinos lineup. At fullback, Shannon McDonald. Right wing, Vakari. We have Smith, Joel Moon, Jones Bishop, Rangy Chase, Yates, Wood, McShane, Walmsley, Hock, Jones Buchanan, and Bailey. And there's the kickoff. I'll get to the bench in a second. Patrick is going to go in, and Gareth Hock takes the first hit up. For the bench, the Leeds Rhinos, they have Kevin Sinfield, former world's best player. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but we'll go with it. We have Ward, we have Fakir, and we have Penny. So Smith gets it to Vakari up the wing, and Ryan Hall comes over with a cover tackle. We're a minute and a half in, and we're going to be going by Rugby League 2-time. Now, I think this is a little bit special, this one. They're going, well, I thought they were going for a 40-20 there. The halfback was all ready and lined up for the kick there. Now, I think this is a little bit special because you haven't actually seen any of the current season. I'll let you know that Sam Tompkins was phenomenal throughout the whole season. But first run, and he gets the ball stripped by Walmsley, the prop. And that is great stuff there by Walmsley. Don't know too much about the kid, but he must be doing something right there. As Wood takes another hit up, brought down by Kite and Greg Bird. So we've got Shannon McDonald, the former Tigers player, former Cowboys player as well. And Rangy Chase, yes, that is Rangy Chase, who did play a fair few seasons with us at Salford. He's in the Leeds lineup. That's a nice cut-up ball out to Vakari, and a great tackle by Ryan Hall. Also, you may be wondering where Rob Burrow is. He's out injured. He did play the last time these two versus each other was in the finals. And they bomb a try there. Oh my god. I can't believe what I just seen. I don't know who it was that dropped that, but that was poor from Salford, but very poor from the person who dropped it. But they got away with that one. I think it was Jewett who ended up picking up the ball and coming back out. I'm not sure why that was advantage, but the referees got that one wrong in my opinion. Maybe because it just went backwards. Ryan Hall down the wing. Great stuff there by Callum Watkins to get the ball away. We have Fisher. He's going to pass it to Greg Bird. Not the best pass, not the best play, but Bird gets it on to Pritchard. Also, Sean Lunt, he's out injured as well. But the last time these two teams versus each other, it was in one of the qualifying finals, and Salford ended up sneaking a win there, coming from behind in the last 10 minutes, ended up winning 22-12. Good there. Moses Umbai with a great strip there, and ends up getting an offload away to Ryan Hall. Great attacking chance for Salford pretty early on, 9 minutes in. Gets it to Sione Kite, palms off one, and a great tackle by the Leeds defence. Salford really should be scoring here. If they don't, they'll be kicking themselves. They nearly blow it there, but Ryan Hall gets the ball, and a great tackle by the right winger. I think it was Vakari. Fisher goes himself. A little bit selfish there, in my opinion. Ryan Hall as well goes himself, and that's just too selfish play there. Not really helping out the side, but I think the quality of Ryan Hall, you can forgive him from that. Moses puts up a bomb, and it's not the greatest. Should be taken pretty comfortably, which it is. And Shannon McDonald's going to bring it back out to the 20 reasonably quick as we take a look at the replay. Not the greatest bomb, as you can see. So McShane, the hooker, just takes it up. Sione Kite, great tackle. Or just a strong tackle. Bailey jumps in at hooker. Not the usual hooker, as, you know, that McShane dude was, but it is what it is. McShane back at the hook position, and he takes another run, and it seems to be a lot of selfish play here. Maybe these teams are a bit nervous. You'd think both these sides relatively experienced in terms of finals. You think they'd be able to put the nerves aside, but it's a grand final. You never know what's going to happen. Leeds haven't won one in many years because Salford's just been dominating, and hopefully, as a Salford fan, we can keep it that way. Sam Thompson takes the kick, gets an offload away to Jewett, and Jewett, he's going to try and burn them down the wing, which he can't, and a nice little tackle there. They're going to play the ball to Fisher here. He's going to get to big Frankie Pritchard. Oh, and a shoulder barge, and it's off to Sam Tompkins. He's away. And he's around the fullback. McDonald, no way he's going to catch him. And Sam Tompkins scores the first try of the 2017 Super League Grand Final on Rugby League Live 2, MrLuke's channel. Get in. Sam Tompkins. That's another try on his tally. I think he scored roughly around 20-odd tries. He was the top try scorer by far. I don't know how he didn't win Player of the Year this year. If it was up to me, it would have been. And I know you haven't seen a lot of the tries, but if you've seen the unseen files, you would have seen just how dominant Sam Tompkins has been. Denny Brough to go and convert the goal from not quite in front, but it's a little bit to the right, which he does. And the number 10, Denny Brough, 1 from 1. And with his goal kicking record, you'd like to think that he's going to be kicking at a very high rate this evening. Frank Pritchard palms off one, the first run back from the kickoff. We're going to play the ball to Fisher here. We've got Greg Bird to the left, which they go to, and a nice little tackle there by the Leeds defence. We get it to Tony Kite, or John Kite, whichever you would prefer to call him. He was at the Bulldogs in under-20s, a great signing, one of the first signings of MrLuke, and he's been awesome so far. Callum Watkins, another one who came very early on. Ryan Hall, another one. Just a lot of players that have come through in the recent years, and they've come along very well, and Kite's one of them. Watkins is another one, and he's now in the England side pretty consistently. McDonald, tackled by Bird, plays the ball. We have James Buchanan, gets it to Ringy Chase. Salford fans have called him the traitor. I myself think he was just a business move. And you know what? Salford can't complain because we've unearthed a great talent, Moses Umbai. So, you know, good on them. Good on them for having the vision to say, you know what, Ringy Chase, we don't need you. We're fine without you. Because Moses Umbai has been phenomenal this year. And he's had a pretty good game so far. But Ringy Chase, man, we're talking about, puts in a nice little kick. And it's taken by Tompkins on the 10-metre mark. And a great pass to Callum Watkins, and he's away. He's just got fullback to beat. And a big shoulder barge. He's going to keep going here. I don't think they're going to catch him. And they're not going to catch him. And there's a try for Callum Watkins. 10-0 it is, with a kick to come. Great try, phenomenal try. Sam Tompkins initially with the nice little offload. But then Callum Watkins doing what he does best, and that's score tries. Great stuff there as we take another look at the replay. Just the one replay. Just a regular put down. We've got Denny Brough a little bit further out. And he's going to curl around there as both teams make their first subs of the game. Vakari actually comes off for Ward. I'm not really sure formation Leeds are playing, but we've seen Masoi, Parsi, Paulie and Minute come on for Salford, which is about their usual rotation. So Pritchard takes the first hit up. Back from the restart, Fisher is going to go to the left to Greg Bird, and this seems to be a regular occurrence in terms of kickoff returns. Wardle hasn't really done too much this game, but nice little run there. We get it out to Moses Umbai. We've got a 3-2 here. Callum Watkins couldn't get the pass away to Ryan Hall. We got Fisher here from dummy half, gets it Umbai. They're going to take an early kick here, and it's looking pretty good. Will it get a 40-20? It won't get a 40-20. But you know what? It's a pretty good kick. It finds touch and just slows the game down a little bit. Good tactics there from the young kid Umbai. He bid his time in reserve grade for a little bit. Would have been a big decision moving from the Bulldogs over to England. Probably would have been expecting to maybe hit first grade early on, but Salford has just been such a great side, and I think he's been able to see that it's worth sticking around. As Gareth Hock actually picks up an injury, and that's not good signs for Leeds Rhinos. They're in a world of trouble here. Nearly a forward pass there. Joel Moon takes a nice little run there. McShane out of hooker. Gets it James Buchanan, and a tackle there by big Frankie Pritchard. Fifth tackle here. 12-0 down. Rangy Chase puts in a kick. We've got Sam Tompkins, and we've got Charnley at the back there. Charnley's has to be one of his first touches, and it's a pretty nice touch to say the least. Very good meters there. Just Kamikaze runs it back. As this Frank Pritchard there bumps off one, is eventually brought down by the number 5, which is Moon. We've got Patrick here taking a nice little run. Tackled by the big ringer from Leeds. I'm not sure who he is. Sam Tompkins with the ball. Gets it out to Callum Watkins. Potentially could have had a pass there to Ryan Hall, but maybe would have went over the sideline. Probably a good move. But Fisher with a really nice run there. And we should mention that Fisher, this is his first season at Salford, so he had big shoes to fill, and he's doing them quite well as the incumbent hooker. You know, he was a pretty good player for them over the years. McDonald had no trouble taking that, and that was Wood, the big ranger. And if you're wondering what ranger is, red hair. And that is a phenomenal tackle, driving McShane back into the in-goal. Me personally, I'm not sure if that actually went back, but we'll take it. So I'm not sure who it was, Patrick or someone, I think it was. And then over the top, number 13. And number 13 was Fisher, the hooker. Man we were talking about just before. So there's the line dropout from Rangy Chase. Get it, big Frank Pritchard. He's still on there. Big minutes from the big man Pritchard. He's getting older, but he seems to be getting better. Greg Bird with the ball now. He's another one. Seems to be getting a bit older. Now, Greg Bird playing the ball here. Fisher gets it to Denny Bruff to Umbye half to half. And then Patrick, he's through, but he's picked up an injury of some sort. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe a hamstring. We'll see if he can continue. Denny Bruff puts up a little bomb here. Moses Umbye trying to get under it. And there's a knock on. Which way is, who's it going against? And it looks like it's going against the Leeds defence. This is not good. If Salford can pick up a try here just before the break, this will absolutely kill Leeds here. Now Denny Bruff gets it. Oh, and what's happened here? And Mossy Masoi has got in the way of that. Really poor play there by Salford. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. Going back into the scrum. It was just poor play all around. So Joel Moon takes it out. You can definitely say Leeds got away with that one, because if they had gone to 16/18 nil up, there was no coming back from that, in my opinion. But Fakir, they're not really getting anywhere. He got tackled. Wood makes some decent meters. The first tackle to really get some decent meters, and he also had a pretty quick play the ball. They're sort of throwing around a little bit there, but Kevin Sinfield, he seems to be on his last legs here at Leeds. Wouldn't be surprised if he ends up announcing his retirement pretty soon. But he's getting pretty old. He's pretty up there, and he's off the bench now. But Ryan Hall gets it to Paulie, and he passes it inside to Moses Umbye. Can he get no, he can't. A nice little tackle there. I'm not sure who it was who made the tackle, but get it to Parsi. He bunts off one, and Salford in a really dangerous position here. Got Umbye, takes it to the line a little bit. Paulie gets it to Callum Watkins, and a great tackle around the legs. Fisher's got a few options here. What will he do? Thought he might have went himself. Umbye puts in a little grabber for himself. Initially, I think they've dropped that. We'll have a look at the replay. Yes, they go over the ball, but then the ringer ends up coming over and putting the ball down. David Minnett catches the ball here. He's going to run back, and a pretty strong tackle there. I'm not sure who it was by, but a pretty strong tackle. You've got Fisher still on. Paulie pushes off one. Can he get an offload away? He does, and Charnley is tackled by Jones Bishop. Sam Tompkins gets it to Wardle. Sam Tompkins getting in, doing a little bit of ball playing here. They have the option for field goal here. They're going to take it. Do they get it? And there's the field goal, 13-0. Very happy with that if I was a Salford supporter. Denny Bruff, too good there. If I was Salford, I'd be very happy with 13-0 at half-time. But here's the kickoff. Once again, the third kickoff that Leeds have had to do the whole game. Or might have been the fourth, actually. David Minnett runs it back. And we should be going out to half-time with Salford ball in hand, I would say. Maybe they'll chance that arm. Bird gets it to Parsi. Great play there. Denny Bruff pushes off one. Gets it to Waller. Coming back inside. Gets it to David Minnett. Back into Bird. Pushes off one, but he's eventually brought down 30 metres out of the Leeds try line. Looks like they're going to the right-hand side. Fisher gets it to Bruff. Just drawing a pass in here. Wardle. Can he beat them? Josh Charnley. Josh Charnley's in the corner. 17-0. That is a phenomenal try there for Salford. Really pushing the limits there. And they ended up paying their rewards. Great stuff. Great stuff. Josh Charnley, another renowned try scorer. Obviously, great career so far until he went to Salford. And then he's just gone to another level. As well as Ryan Hall. Both the wingers. Phenomenal players so far. Denny Bruff. No pressure. He's from he has got a lot of pressure on him actually, but it's after the siren. So he's curving it around. Has him on Masri. Eat your heart out. There we have it. Denny Bruff, 3 from 3, as well as a field goal. His kicking boots are definitely on tonight. Or this afternoon, I should say. So 19-0. That's what it is at half time. That's where I'm going to leave it for a second. And I'll be back for the second half. Welcome back. We're back to the 2017 Super League Grand Final as Leeds get away the second half. Moses Umbai takes the ball, gets it to Paulie, and really glad to be back for the second half. Voice is getting a little bit strained. Hopefully not too bad, but we should be able to make it through this second half. So Parsi, nice little run there. Salford throwing around a fair bit this start of the second half. You'd like to think that they'll sort of play a little bit conservative, but not too conservative. They've got the lead, they just have to defend it now. And I think that field goal will come in very handy. Like, even if Leeds do form some sort of fight back, they still got that field goal with them. So Fisher gets it to Sam Tompkins. And that's so handy having a player like Sam Tompkins, who's good with the feet. He can play make. And oh my God, Jones Bishop has gone over the sideline. What a way for Leeds to start the second half. That is tragic for them. Sam Tompkins, inside ball there by Umbai. That was great stuff there. Man, he's having a blinder of the game so far. Dave Minnett gets it out. Josh Charnley, great tackle there by the winger. Oh, sorry, it was a centre actually. Fisher gets it to Waddle. Just a simple hit up. Not really too much going on there. Let's see if Salford can do something here. Minnett takes the ball up. An offload there, and it's a shit offload, and McDonald picks up the ball. Greg Bird around the legs, just holding on just enough. Nearly a penalty given away there, I would say, but they've got away with that one. Leeds. McShane gets it to Yates in at half-back. James Buchanan is taken down 20 out from their own line. McDonald here on the ball. Breaks through run. That's probably the best run Leeds have had all game. They really need some more runs like that, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. As we see there, the play is stalled. Gets it back to Yates. I'm not sure what the go was there. Were they going for 40-20? Whatever it was, Umbai shut that down very quickly. McShane gets it back to Shannon McDonald. Not a renowned playmaker or a kicker or anything, unlike Sam Tompkins. But Sam Tompkins, total package for Salford this year, and in his years, he played for Castleford the last few years, and also his days at Wigan. Wardle gets it to Charnley, great tackle there by Jones Bishop, making up for his error going over the sideline, you could say maybe, because if he doesn't make that tackle, they're off. Sam Tompkins on the ball here. He's going to pass it to Paulie, and he's through a gap here. This is terrible defence by Leeds, and I'm not sure what McDonald was doing right there. And then Paulie gets an offload to Denny Brough. Couldn't get it away any further, but looks like they're going to be heading out to the right-hand side, which they do. Wardle's 2-on-2. Can they make something here? Charnley is tackled. It's a great tackle by James Bishop, to say the least, really, there. So I'm not sure what they're going to do here. Gets it to Mossy Masoi. What is he doing there? Not too bad of a bomb as well, but Yates, the halfback, ends up catching it, and he makes a few more metres. But the most important thing was a quick play of the ball, which they don't capitalise on. McShane, that was a terrible run for him. But Bailey in at the hooker role. McShane really hasn't had a great game, and I suppose he's only the backup because Sean Lunt is their regular hooker from what I've seen. Another thing is that Yates guy is not their regular halfback, so they're definitely missing them, and it's bad time to pick up an injury / suspension for Leeds, with Rob Burrow also picking one out. He's out of this game as well. Yates looks like an okay kick, but straight down to throw to Sam Tompkins, but I don't know where you're supposed to kick it to these guys. They got one of the deadliest back lines, and I was just saying how good they are. And then Sam Tompkins goes and does a terrible offload like that. This may be the opportunity that Leeds need. Now, I thought there was a little bit of an opportunity there to go inside to, I'm not sure who it was, but Yates decided against it. So Bailey's on the ball here, and a nice little tackle there by Charnley, who's still in the middle from the kick return, and he'll eventually make his way out to the wing. As you can see here, just chasing Sinfield. Great stuff there by Josh Charnley. He's become somewhat of a workhorse in this Salford side. He's not really renowned for it. Penny down the wing, and a great tackle by Callum Watkins. Wasn't sure if he was going to have the pace to catch up to Penny, but he does. So Yates puts up a little bomb, and it's looking quite nice here. It's not taken by Bird. It looks like it was going to go dead, but it doesn't. And I don't know what that Leeds player was doing. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was possibly... I don't even know who it was, to be honest with you. McDonald, someone. They should have jumped on that ball there, but they didn't. And I think it was Masoi who ended up grounding the ball, and it was just in time. Chase gets it to Jones Buchanan, and they're out 30 metres from the Salford try line. McShane gets it to McDonald. Walmsley, the prop, he's had a pretty good game so far, being one of the better players for Leeds. He had the strip early on, and at that stage we were sort of thinking, man, Salford aren't looking too flash hot right here. Ringy Chase, nice little inside ball there. Parsi makes a tackle. Oh, and there's a try for Jones Buchanan. We think. We're going up to the video ref. I'm not sure what's happened here. The referee was right there. I'm really not sure what he's looking at. Sam Tompkins has done his best to try and wrap the ball up, but he couldn't from the looks of things. And I think it was Umbai who came came on late, and he didn't really help things. He just pushed them over. With James Buchanan, I think that's a deserved try for James Buchanan. It's a great little inside ball there from Ringy Chase. Parsi ended up making somewhat of a tackle, but the offload was always there, so that wasn't good for Salford defence. Looking at that was really poor, and I know they pride themselves in their defence. But Kevin Sinfield slots the conversion. A little bit of a strange one, Kevin Sinfield. He is the captain, but he's off the bench. He's a little bit back to the Kurt Gidley role of captaining off the bench. A little bit of a weird one, but they've done it so far pretty successfully this season. They've made the grand final, so kudos to Leeds. But James Buchanan, the try scorer, takes the kick, and he's tackled 5 metres out from his own line. McShane gets it to Kevin Sinfield, the lad who just kicked the goal. The legend for Leeds, really. McShane gets it on to Buchanan again, and he's been absolutely phenomenal this game. Probably the best player, I'd say, for Leeds, as well as that Walmsley guy. But Ringy Chase palms off one, but he's brought down by Greg Bird. Greg Bird doesn't miss those tackles. 4th tackle in, McShane gets it to Wood. A nice little cut-out pass there. And Watkins been wrong-footed there, and Ward is straight through. They've got to make up for this. Ryan Hall just has enough pace, because if he didn't make that tackle, they would go on there. Tompkins missed the tackle. That was very poor from Sam Tompkins. Very uncharacteristic from him lately. Maybe in the past he wouldn't have made a tackle, but usually he would have made that tackle right then. Parsi ended up fielding the return because Tompkins was back. Not sure what the goal was there. I thought they might have ended up going to one of the halves. I think it's Bruff out on the right, but they didn't end up doing that. David Minnett, he's through. David Minnett just got to beat the fullback. He gets it around to Charnley. Charnley's got the line. And that is a great tackle there by the headgear wearing James Bishop. Great cover tackle. Danny Bruff takes it to the line. Dave Minnett is tackled. I thought David Minnett was through there. Will they go out to the right? They got the numbers out on the right. They're going to do it. Get it out to Wardle. And that is a poor pass. But they're going to drive him back into the in goal. And Salford get away with that. A nice little intercept there by James Bishop. James Bishop. But great tackle there by Charlie making up for it. Salford a little bit off their game in the second half. I'm not sure what's going on there. As Leeds make some more changes, Ryan Bailey's back on. Ryan Hall fields the kick. Paulie takes a hit up, 30 metres out from the Leeds goal line. Mossy Masoi, big Mossy, gets a pass away. He doesn't really pass too often. Looks like they're going into the book of the Bulldogs so far this game. Got a nice little play running along there, but they don't end up doing anything with it. Fisher is going to go out to Mossy Masoi, which he does. Big Mossy, he's actually going to run it this time. He's not going to be trying to be the halfback. Probably a good thing. I wouldn't say Mossy Masoi's biggest strength is being a halfback. Half chance there for David Minnett. Wardle created enough little space there. There was something going on, but not quite enough. Parsi's going to try and get under this. He looked to be offside to me, but McDonald takes the ball anyways, and there's no call from the ref. So McDonald's going to take it out to the 20, and Sinfield's going to take the tap. They didn't opt to take a quick tap there. Joel Moon just beats his defender right there very easily. I think it was Paulie. 14 minutes left for the Leeds. They've got to do something pretty quickly, and it just doesn't look like it's happening. Salford haven't been great in the second half, but they did enough in the first half. They were great in the first half. A really strong top team performance, and they should end up winning this game, barring a miracle from Leeds, really. A 13-point gap. I think it's enough with 12 minutes to go. Walmsley plays the ball, Sinfield at dummy half. Yates doesn't make the pass. And now they're stuck with no playmaker or anyone to make the kick. Ward is going to be the one who kicks it. And it's not too bad, really. Tompkins trapped in his own little corner there. Did well to sort of make a few metres. And Fisher has run straight over it. And it's picked up by Ward. Sam Tompkins, the man who played the ball, ended up having to make the tackle. And oh wow, that could have been catastrophic there for Salford. That was very poor. And they've taken Joel Moon off, and Paul McShane is back on. I'm not sure why you'd take Joel Moon off this stage. Maybe there's an injury. I know they've got a few injuries, Leeds, but they're just going to have to work through that. Salford have their own injuries as well, with Dewar, I think, was the one who ended up having an injury. Not sure what it was, but he had a run to the line, and he just pulled up all of a sudden. Greg Bird takes it up just about at the halfway line. Fisher passed it to Bruff. Got a few plays here. Wardle is the one who ends up with the ball, and he takes the tackle. Good stuff on taking the tackle. They got to complete a set here, Salford, and they want to have a nice little kick to the corner, most likely, unless something happens, which it doesn't. Ryan Hall is tackled by the number 2, which was Yates, I think. I don't know who it was, to be honest with you. But that actually is a pretty nice kick there. But James Bishop ends up beating the tackle of Bruff, but he's brought down by Mossy Masoi. They would have been in some trouble there, although Salford do have the speedsters to catch up to them out of all the sides, I'd say. Bailey, a pretty lacklustre run there. McShane at dummy half. Rangy Chase has been pretty ineffective this game, and I think Salford have just read his game so well. They should know all about it. He's played for them for a few years. Greg Bird ends up making a tackle on Yates, and this set is very crucial. Leeds really need to score here, but I think they're just going to run out of time either way. Fakir tackled just before the 40-metre line. They need a 40-20 or a chip and chase. They need something here. Going to pass it on to Yates, who, credit to the kid, he hasn't played too much first grade. Big shoes to fill in with Rob Burrow, but just hasn't been his day. Hasn't been Rangy Chase's day. Just hasn't been Lee's day in general. I think this game, this is Salford's. I think Salford fans will enjoy this one, the third in a row, after the heartbreak back in 2014 of having such a good season and then getting smashed back to back in the first games of the final series after not being there for a while. That they've bounced back very well, and I know the coach should be very happy with this performance, and they should be moving on to the World Club Challenge, which they've also won 2 years in a row. So good on them for that, representing England quite well, proving that Super League is a pretty good league, and possibly up to NRL standard. Sam Tompkins makes a nice little tackle there, but it's a forward pass anyways, and that'll be the last time Leeds have the ball. Salford should just be able to ease through this little set, and that's the championship for them. That's the premiership. Danny Brough feeds a scrum, gets it to Moses Umbaya. He just takes the tackle. That's all they should be doing here. And I think coming to the end of the game, if you've gotten this far, just like to say, thank you for watching the broadcast on MrLuke's channel. Very much appreciated. If you could drop a like and all that sort of stuff as well. Subscribe to his channel. Awesome stuff. Sam Tompkins going for the chip and chase. It works off. Josh Charnley ends up with the ball, and that is full time there. What a win by Salford. Great performance. Some of them not at their best, but you know what? They did enough. Moses Umbaya, great performance by him. So it finishes 19-6. All the points scored in the first half by Salford. Moses Umbaya is a Harry Sunderland medal winner, and a great performance by him. Tries to Charnley, Watkins, Tompkins, as they all rhymed. And for Leeds, James Buchanan ended up scoring. But that's where I'm going to leave this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Hopefully you can drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave in the comments what do you think of this. Would you like to see more of this at some stage? Alright, I'll see you later, guys. Bye.